Well, this week we're going to talk about this chopper and a little bit about choppers. If you thought I was excited about getting this baler, this chopper is probably on a higher level than that, I would say, because I love chopping when I was dairy farming, especially chopping corn. And I had a plan that I would be able to chop corn silage again someday, because that was like my favorite thing to do. And when I got some cattle, it's like, well, now down the road we'll be able to, but I actually think I need a little bit more feed this fall. So this was the chopper that I wanted. I talked about this. I went down. It was a long drive. It was 260 some miles one way to go down and get this chopper. I hauled it with my gooseneck. But yeah, this is a 3940, 1981 3940. It matches my Clifford, my 4440. So we're going to talk about this. There was that Ted Hendricks auction, the retirement sale, and I talked to Ted a little bit, but he said, you know, his memory isn't great, and he wasn't big on talking. So we talked to him a little bit and showed his stuff, which was really neat. But I figured, well, I'll do a little farming video then today, because we just put that up, I don't know, Wednesday. But, you know, I was excited about this chopper anyways. If you've been following me on any of the other social media, you'll know I'm really into chopping. So that self-propelled chopper that I talked about at that consignment sale a couple weeks ago there now, I was excited about that, and people really, really liked that chopper. So this was cool. But this was the chopper that I really wanted. And there I get into why. So anyway, so I hope you guys enjoy a farming video this week. It's mostly me talking, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here. But I wanted to throw together a Friday video for you guys anyways, and I think you'll enjoy it. So thanks for everybody that watches and your support. So, and yeah, there's a few of those auction videos coming up, some retirements and stuff. They're really cool. And there's a really cool consignment video with some really neat stuff. If you like the last consignment video, you'll really like this one. So, all right, well, let's talk choppers. Yeah. So I am going to grease the chopper. I am going to sharpen the knives and set the cutter bar, and then take the corn head off and put the hay head on. I got the controls working. I got the PTO set for sharpening the knives. It's been a long time since I've done this, but I think I remember how. But I'm really excited. Clifford still could use a bath here. I wiped him down, but it's almost dusty enough. I've used this tractor more in the past year than I've used it in the previous 3 years, I believe. But he looks pretty good. And it's just cool on the chopper here. So, yeah, I'm pumped. And there's a special thing here with these two. So I got it greased. I checked the boxes in it, added some oil to one. The other one was full. So now I'm gonna start sharpening the knives. So one thing really cool, if you look, so the sharpener has got a new wheel on, or new stone. So you loosen up your sharpener, and then you take this cover out, and then we're gonna lower the stone until it gets closer to the Duradrum, to the knives. So ooh, well, something's catching there, looks like. It's getting a little harder there, so See if I remember how to do this. So one thing I had forgot to grease was under there, under that cover, the sharpener there to slide across. So it was sticking. This chopper hasn't been used in a few years. So grease that. And I forgot this. So my old chopper had a cantilever bearing, cantilever auger in it. This one's a supported bearing, which is kind of nice because the cantilever augers can get, I mean, they work good, but they will get out of balance and they'll wreck things. But yeah, so I did grease that. So now I got it really close. If you look, the stone is really, really close there. So now I will start the cutter bar, or the drum, PTO, and then we'll lower it till it starts to tick, and we'll slide it across and start sharpening the knives. And so that'll run, and then you just slide it across here, sharpening the knives, and then this brings it closer or further away. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take the corn head off. I got the pins, the lower pins are pulled, and the linch pins, or the cotter keys, are pulled on top. The chain off that drives the head, that goes around the drive sprocket, and I got the jacks down. So I'm going to drop the head, and I'll try and get the hay head on. Then we should be oil some chains, and we're going to chop. Right, I forgot to show you. There's the head off. I dropped it right there and then backed around it. And now we're gonna drive into the hay head, and hopefully we just drive into it, pick it up, and it works. We hope. All right. So we did get the chopper rolling. Yesterday I started chopping and had a lot of problems. This straw was so beat down by the rain, and it's still super just slimy. It doesn't want to feed into the chopper right, but it's going now. But I had a lot of problems last night, and I had a little fixing I had to do to it. But yeah, now she's working. I'm gonna turn the spout. But yeah, I'm really excited about having this job. It's still just this rod is just nasty stuff. So yeah, you can just see it's just slime. All that. I mean, this straw has had inches of rain on it. Inches, like 7-8 inches of rain. So it is kind of an issue. But it's whatever. It'll start feeding really good, and then it'll start fighting. But yeah, there we go. Now I don't. Yeah. And maybe the dolly wheel needs to be a little lower. But I hate to run her in the dirt too. So, but you can just see that stuff is just pure slime. Yeah, it'll get going really, really good, and then, but that slimy stuff just won't feed, which sucks. But we'll have to try it on the backside, I guess. I don't know. It wants to hang up. There's a little gap in between the hay head and the feeder and the rolls that seems odd to me. I wonder if it's catching there, but this was the head that was for this chopper. I do have an extra head that's actually been here for years from the guy I bought. Well, the guy who I had originally bought my farm from. He had a 3950, and he had a 5-foot hay head. Then went to the 7.5, which was common. A lot of guys did that, but if I could always try that head, maybe I'll look at that. Maybe that's got a piece that fits in there or something. But yeah, see, when you get to that real nasty, slimy stuff, it just won't feed. All right, so now it's working. This stuff is really hard to pick up. It's just so wet underneath, and just, it's manure is what it is. But yeah, that's how she works. I'm really excited. Maybe tomorrow when the sun's out or something, we can get it to do a little more or something. But I'll definitely have to talk to you guys about the choppers. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about corn silage. I'm really excited, for sure. But yeah, I love the sound of them choppers when they're howling and they're really running stuff through. But yeah, there it goes again. It just, see, if you look underneath, see, it's just like manure. There's nothing it can grab. But where it's decent stuff, it's fine, you know. But it's been rained on and rained on and rained on, and it just won't, just can't grab it, can't feed it, you know. But oh well, it's still cool to run the chopper. Well, there we go. There we go. All right, so it was a week ago I tried to plant the cover crop, and yeah, we're gonna try it again. I got the drill loaded. I kind of forgot to show you guys, but if you look, so there's the gray seeds, those are white clover. The red seeds, or the brown seeds, yellow seeds, and purple seeds, that's red clover. And these brown things are cowpeas. Then I just got bin run oats. Now when I plant oats, I don't plant bin run oats. I buy certified seed, but see, since this is just a cover crop, and whatever was in the drill or whatever's in the field is the same stuff I'm putting back. So if there was weed seed, there was weed seed. If there's dirty oats, they're dirty oats. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's the red clover. There's the peas. I already put the white clover back in the bin. There's my pail I'm filling the drill with. Out of the bin. That's work. So there's the oats. There's my seed. Yeah. So I started grabbing the stuff around the outside. Any straw or chaff goes to the outside when you're dumping. So they're actually really good clean oats in the middle, which is what I should have been starting with the whole time, but that's all right. You know, we sold most of the oats. I got a buddy that wants what's left here. But I'm gonna show you how much rain. So this pail was the pail that I went to go start filling oats last Friday when it started to rain. It rained Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Just kept raining. So, a little bit of this could be off the eaves, but I think most of it is just plain the rain we got. We had inches of rain. So, but let's go try and plant this. I worked some of the ground up last night. I didn't work all of it though, because there's a nice volunteer oats crop coming, and I'm like, well, that stuff's further ahead, but it doesn't have clover and peas, so I might just try and no-till into that stuff. But I worked some of it, so yeah, let's go. Okay, so we are seeding this cover crop. I kind of forgot I got one disc that was getting bad on this old drill. I got to make a bunch of money. I can update my drill too. I'd love to have a 750 no-till drill, but just a 5100 IH would be really, really nice. But I don't know, this old drill has been working for me. But yeah, you can see the volunteer crop, it's wide enough. Part of it might just be head chatter too, from, you know, a lot of it's in the windrow there, but a lot of it, you know, it went down. We had to kind of pull it up and stuff. So there's volunteer oats, but that's kind of okay. It's not weeds, it's oats. So maybe we buried the weed seed enough and got the oats growing. So there'll be volunteer oats, but I'd like to get some clover and such with it. So have some legume in there, and then we can probably chop this. Now this knob here, see that knob that runs through here, rockier down there, really, really nice. But wherever there's a knob around here, there tends to be rocks. And you know, even on farms that there ain't a rock around, seems like if you get to a hill, there probably is. But so the chopper thing, there's my chopper controls. There's my baler controls. Clifford was just kind of the cool tractor to just have around, and now it's become the tractor that I'm using all the time. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's just, this thing is so nice. It almost needs to be just pampered and not used all the time, where now we're using it a fair amount. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that 3940 went down to the Wisconsin border with Illinois, state line road, from a farmer, and bought that, brought it home. I pulled it home on my gooseneck, and I wanted a 3940 because I had a 3950, and I'll show you guys. But here, you want to see me while we're talking? But you know, I wanted the 40 because they're kind of cool. They didn't make them as long as the 50. And Don, I always talk about Don Roll. Don had a 3960, and so I kind of wanted I always thought that was such a cool chopper, so I thought, get the 40 because you already had the 50, and it'd be a good chopper to go with Clifford here, because that's the other thing. See, the 3950 they made from like 84 or 83 until, gosh, like 2000. For the 3940, they only made them from like 79 to 83. So, you know, it's kind of cool. And Clifford is a late 81, so they kind of go together, 81 models. And I just thought that would be really, really neat. You know, I'm going to open that drill a little bit more, I think. Well, maybe not. We'll see. I'm going to open it a little bit. Seen an old Van Brunt drill. I narrowed it up because we're not trying to put a lot of oats with it. I want more clover than anything. And the peas, of course. But it was pulled down too tight. Now, when I'm planting oats for just oats by itself, you know, we'll be way out here or something. I want to do about half, like maybe a bushel and a half to a bushel of oats. Big thing is I want clover. So we see how it settled out? No, doesn't look like it settled too bad. I see the peas, I see the clover. So yeah, we can open it up a little bit. No, I'm torn on having Clifford in a way. I love this tractor staying local, and it's so nice. And I try to keep it really nice, but it's look, for an old disc blade. But I almost feel like he shouldn't get used this much, and I really kind of need him. My other tractors aren't used as much as he is now, which is, just gonna stick this in the grass. So I don't know. I hate the idea of selling it, and I would have to have Cliff's son's permission and buy something back that, I like nice tractors. I'm really fussy like that, but you know, maybe something that isn't this nice. It is the nicest 4440 I've ever seen. So, and I'm not saying there ain't a nicer one, but that's all original. You know, it's dusty right now, but that's all original. Alternator was replaced, and the AC compressor was replaced, but yeah. So the other thing we got going is the Acres TV thing is going to be starting soon, and that's going to be primarily just about tractors. There'll be some farm history, because you gotta talk about farm history when you talk about tractors. But that'll kind of just go back to tractor stuff, and that'll be coming out real soon. We've had the first one recorded for over a month, but we just haven't put it up yet, so we're kind of waiting to hear what they want to do. So that'll be coming. So we'll still be doing a lot of farm history stuff on here, and me ranting about agriculture. There'll be a lot of that. That's actually seeming to actually get some traction with people. It's getting attention by people that are important to. Oh yeah, a little more old stuff. That's a big thing. So a lot more of that sort of stuff here, and some farming. The guys seem to like the farming stuff, and they really like the auction videos, and I enjoy that. You know, the auctioneers get some advertising out of it, and I enjoy it. And I had an auctioneer reach out to me here this week, wanted to know if I would record an auction, go down and do a video at an auction, and I said, well, yeah. And I looked up the sale, and I said, but if that's the stuff, you know, he had a couple of cool things on there to me, but a lot of it was newer equipment, and I'm like, that isn't what I'm showing. That's just not. So, but if it's a something, you know, cool sale with some older stuff, hey, I like to watch, you know, I love that sort of stuff. But anyways, back to that chopper. So Don had a 3960. I always thought that was a cool chopper, and you just didn't see as many 3940s as you did 3950s. Just weren't as common. It seemed like there were more 3960s than there were 3940s. But when I found this one, there was another one that a young guy had reached out to me and said, hey, my neighbor's got a really nice one. And I reached out to him again, and he had told me a long time ago, and I didn't know I was buying a chopper right now. And so when I reached out to him, somebody had already made plans to buy it. It was smoking for it. So I think this one just happened to pop up, though. That was really cool. That late model one row head. It was awesome. It's what I wanted. So I'm excited about it. I'm really excited to chop for the cattle this year. We're just going to do a few loads of corn silage. I'm calling it a burrito. We're going to make a burrito for the cows because we're going to put a few loads of corn silage on plastic and hold the plastic over it. It'll get packed good. My daughter out there packing with the 8200. You know, we just don't have enough cattle to fill the silo yet. But next year maybe. And I don't have any boxes yet, but this year I need one. I'm going to rent one from the neighbor that hasn't milked in a long time. It's like, yeah, absolutely. You can rent my chopper box. And he's got the box I want. He's got a Badger 1050. And I had 950s. I had a really late 950. Looked like a 1050, but he's got 1050s, and I'm like, you know what? That's what I want. So maybe I can work something out to buy that one from him. But I've spent a lot of money here on the cattle stuff in the last year here, and they aren't making us any money back. So I spent plenty of money. But yeah. But no, it's fun. It is fun, and the cattle will make us money. I know the cattle prices are going to drop here soon. Maybe not soon, I guess I shouldn't say that, but eventually they're going to drop. That's how it always is in anything agriculture. There isn't enough, and then all at once there's too much. So, you know, that's how we fix it. Oh, it's too expensive. Let's overproduce, right? Low prices and high prices. They fix each other, you know? But without, like this, what I'm doing here with planting this cover crop, this is an inexpensive way to grow feed for livestock. I already got a crop off of this. And I'm hoping we get something, but it maybe won't, but we're very wet, and we're supposed to get more rain. So, yeah, so it's waterways, and we got some pasture, and one waterway I might pasture, like at home. So I don't know. I'm I'm pretty excited about the cattle thing going forward, you know. I enjoy it, my family enjoys it. So, yeah. I don't know how I feel about the showing cattle thing. Like, it's fun to go to the fair, have the animals and stuff, but my daughter really likes the showing thing, and that's not my deal. I mean, like I said, I love taking animals up to the fair and doing the fair with her, but as far as like running all over doing shows, that's not. No, that isn't me. But she seems to think that's what we do. I guess we'll see. Yeah. Well, for right now, I'm just pretty excited about what we're doing, and looking forward to the Acres TV thing coming out, and yeah, good things with Acres. So, we got a couple more retirement sales to shoot some stuff for, and I got a story, and so like, if it's just straight up not like a retirement sale, I don't know if I should treat that as a video or not, but on the other hand, you guys really like the consignment sale bid video idea, and I think that's entertaining because I enjoy this stuff. I can look at that stuff. So yeah, let me know. But farm history is still what I really like. It's just easier to do in the summer, especially now that I got cattle. There's literally always something that I need to do for these cattle because the pasture, the barn, the equipment, all that stuff is not used, and now it needs a lot. So that's kind of my plan. But yeah, there'll be a video for sure. There will be a farming video when I do corn silage because it's a big thing to me. Corn silage is my favorite farm. So I will make sure to make a video out of that. Yeah. But yeah, and maybe when we chop this cover, at some point I'll show you guys what we did with this cover chop. Yeah. But I really do appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully the Acres TV thing, you guys will tune in. Yeah, I think this is good. There's going to be some good discussions this winter too. We're going to sit down with some people, and we're definitely going to talk about the future of agriculture. All right. Well, thank you very much. I don't know what time I'll have this up today, but I will have it up today. So, all right. Well, thank you again. I got to turn around.